All right, it's that time again. Time for another Sunday video. And this is a precursor of great things to come, so you don't want to miss it. Let's get to it. Now, I left the shelter up on purpose. I did that about 2 or 3 times in the past because it's a precursor to the next video. This was a blanket shelter inspired by the video game Red Dead Redemption 2. And it worked out well. Now, here's what I want to do with today's shelter. I want to show you how to make a simple insulated shelter. And all we're going to do is utilize our blanket, attempt to close the inside, or at least on one side, and waterproof it with some type of tarp. Now you have 2 tarps, if you think about it, and an insulated layer that's going to trap heat using multiple layers, as well as trap your body heat or artificial heat from a fire. So on that note, let's get to it. Now, I've said over the years, the most versatile type of gear that you can own is a military style poncho. This is a actual issued military poncho. You can still find these. They're pricey because they're considered new old stock, which means they were never issued, and they're brand new but made 20, 25, 30 years ago. And in my opinion, the reason why it's the most versatile is because I can do several tarp configurations as well as wear this. You can't wear a tarp. Well, you can't wear it effectively anyway. And there's nothing wrong with carrying 2 of these, or one actual tarp for a shelter and one of these for your body, or to cover a wood pile, or simply cover your gear. So today I want to take 2 of these. One's a legit military poncho, and the other is a Helicon poncho. And we're going to drape them over our existing blanket tent and attempt to cover 3 sides. With a fire out front, it's going to trap that heat and also insulate it by not letting your personal body heat or the artificial heat from the fire to escape through the fabric. So here we are at the back end of the shelter, and we notice there's a coverage problem. Snapping those 2 ponchos together will cover the sides only. We need to close one side in order to trap that heat artificially from a fire, as well as our body heat. So how do we do that? Last week we talked about using a queen size wool blanket, which is this right here, and it measures roughly 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet. If it were a 10 by 10, we'd have enough material for 2 doors. We don't, so we have to make do with what we have. So we're going to undo the corner and pull it over here, stake it down, undo this corner, pull it over there, and stake it out. So here I am at the back of the shelter, and to be brutally honest, all I'd have to do is use a small rock or stone with an arbor knot like last week, stake out this side of the blanket, then stake out this side of the blanket, and I have a good 6.5 feet in here for an insulated mat and all of my gear. And to be brutally honest, just sitting here like this, my back is actually hot. So we're trapping the heat in here. If there was a fire out in front of me, like where the camera's at, I'd be roasting alive in here. So this insulated shelter has potential, and now I got ideas for upcoming videos. All right, so let's go ahead and talk the realism of something like this. In my opinion, very realistic, and here's why. How many videos can you remember me doing? I'm going to say probably 50 over the last 4 years during the wintertime where I actually carried a wool blanket. Not necessarily a queen size wool blanket, but a wool blanket. Knowing me and watching my videos, you know I carry ponchos, or I'm going to carry a tarp, or at the very least, some type of emergency blanket along with that. Okay? So, why is this not being done? That's my question. Watch most YouTube channels, this is not being done. Maybe touched on here or there, but it's not an actual practice out in the woods. And in my opinion, if the temperature dips below freezing, why isn't this an actual practice? Now, let's take it a step further. What if you're with 1, 2, 3, 4 people? Why not use 2 of the wool blankets, create an insulated shelter? Now you got 2 blankets for 2 individuals on the inside, or if they're king-size blankets, 3 individuals on the inside, 1 outside tending the fire doing fire watch, and then you just hot bunk it and rotate out like that, keeping everybody and yourself warm all night in freezing temperatures. So, something to think about. And then we'll take it a step further. Why are tarp companies not bringing or making some type of blanket that can attach to a tarp to do something like this? Would it be heavy and bulky? Sure. But no more than a 5 or 6 pound queen size wool blanket that you're already carrying in a large Alice pack or a large backpack and a tarp system. So if you're already going to carry something like that, why not make them marry up and work together? So this next segment, I want to give a personal shout out to a friend of mine. He's basically family. I've known him for about, I want to say, I've known about him for about 20 years, but I've known him as a friend of mine for a good probably 6 or 7 years. And I've seen him off and on at Blade shows and other events that we were at. And that's EJ Snyder. He's known now for Naked and Afraid. He's been on there like 1,000 times. He's the OG of Naked and Afraid. But before that, he was on several TV shows and other survival shows, ended up on Dual Survival for a season. But I know him, the first time I saw him was, I want to say, 2004, 2005-ish on that TV show Lost. He was one of the military members in the helicopters on the last 2 seasons that were like snipers, and they were getting dropped off. They were rounding people up, shooting at people. And you can see him running around doing that stuff. Very command presence. He just got out of the military, served 25 plus years. Did all kinds of cool stuff all across the world, and then got into television and then actual TV shows. From there went into the more game show type things and then survival shows. So he has a lot of experience, and he just came out with a book called Emergency Home Preparedness. Now, this is not a survival book. You're not out there survivaling. This is not a bushcraft book. In my opinion, this is a must read for somebody who wants to leave their house to get to the woods. Far too often we got people, I'll grab my shotgun and my AR and my backpack and I'm going in the woods. They don't have clue one of how to get out of a lockdown city. They don't even know what to put in their bag. They just think they're going to grab their stuff and they're going to go out there and they're survivaling. Well, bushcraft and survival and all that other stuff that you do at schools and tra-la-la, land of make-believe for most of it, before you even get to the woods, unless you own thousands and thousands of acres or you can get to a wildlife area, you're going to have all kinds of hell and chaos break loose before you even get there. And that's what this book covers. Now, we just had a hurricane roll through, and unfortunately the book came out right after that. If people had access to something like this, they could say, okay, I need water, I need food, I need this amount of stuff at my home. I should put this in my vehicle as well. I should have a place to go to. And this book covers all that. Looking through this, the pages are high quality. They actually have color, which in my opinion lacks in most books. We're looking at around 185 pages, and I believe it's 8 or 9 chapters. So it falls right within, people's reading requirements. I saw this book as a PDF file before it came out. I gave it my blessing. He asked me to look it over. That's how I ended up in the book, and I appreciate that. One other person has done that, and that was Josh Inyart, the Gray Bearded Green Beret. I was mentioned in his book as well. So I'm mentioned in 2 books. And hopefully I'm making my way towards my own book. But that's a story for a different time. This is one of, I believe, 3 books that he's actually been commissioned to write. He's currently working on the second one. So what I'm asking for you to do, if you don't own this book yet, go to my Amazon link in my video description box. Click on that. There's a section right there that says books. His book should be #1. Let's get that. Let's make this bad boy be #1 on Amazon and get on the #1 sellers list and get this in every single home, because in case some natural disaster, let's leave the government and all the conspiracies aside. If a natural disaster occurs, this could save somebody's life. And I truly believe that. Once again, the Amazon link is in my video description box. Click on it and get her done. Now, those that missed last week's video, the new piece of gear that I'm rolling with is my Corporals Corner Skillet bag. This is a collaboration with Campcraft Outdoors. They currently make this bag on their website. That link will be inside my video description box. On that website, there's a complete rundown of dimensions, what it's made out of. Got this Velcro panel on the front to accommodate any 2x3.5 inch patch, preferably a Corporals Corner patch. And we have an inner pocket that separates the bag, which will allow you to carry a 6x12 grill, full-size spatula, 3 and possibly 4, because there's room inside here, Corporals Corner skillets. We currently have our folding skillet, our Frontier skillet with that pipe nub. Simply insert a stick and you have a cold handle for life. And last but not least, we have the Cowboy skillet. The 4th one I'll show you in 2 weeks. We just got confirmation of our embossing plates. So we're going to have raised lettering, and we're going to show you the Corporals Corner prototype of a cold handle skillet. So look for that. All these skillets can be found in my video description box at my Etsy store. We have 100 in there right now. And once again, Campcraft Outdoors, that link is also in my video description box, and you can get access to these bags, and they're made to order, so they're always in stock. And now for my pride and joy, Survival Mastery Online. Go to my video description box, you're going to see Survival Mastery Online. Click it, use this code right here, Sean2024, Sean2024. Take advantage of that discount, get it on the ground floor. We currently have, I believe, 5 trainers video series available, and we're going to drop them weekly and then go to monthly. We're going to be filming with the film crew in December, I believe the 2nd week of December, for my video series. So if you want to see me, get that discount. Get it now and get ready. Because if you followed me for the past 14 years, especially these last 4 years, you're not going to want to miss this. And no, it's not going to filter down to YouTube at a later date. So once again, Sean2024, get it, seize that discount, and get her done. On that note, let's get out of here. All the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my video description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.